Section New Belgrade-Surčin has been recognized as an object of importance for the Republic of Serbia because it represents a link between the city of Belgrade and the motorway E763 Miloš Veliki, creating a functional network of city streets and the motorway E763, which represents the shortest connection between Belgrade and the Adriatic Sea. The city thoroughfare New Belgrade-Surčin was opened to traffic on April 1, 2023, in the presence of the President of Serbia, Aleksandar Vučić. The construction was financed from the budget of the Republic of Serbia. The investor and user is the public enterprise Roads of Serbia, while the contractor is Chinese China Communication Construction Company. The construction of this section enables drivers from Vojvođanska Street and Dr. Ivana Ribara Street in New Belgrade to directly enter the motorway Miloš Veliki, instead of the former entry via the segment of the motorway Belgrade-Zagreb. Their access to the motorway Miloš Veliki is thus approximately 10 km shorter. The length of the section is 7.9 km and it is designed for a speed of 80 km per hour. The section has 3 lanes, 3.5 meters wide in each direction, a median strip 5 meters wide, a pedestrian path 2 meters wide on one side, and a pedestrian path with a cycling lane on the other side, 4.2 meters wide in total. The overpass on the uncategorized road with which it intersects allows the owners access to their property, divided by the construction of the newly built road. At the end of the section is the uneven intersection Surčin 1, which creates the closest connection with the center of Surčin on one side of the motorway and the future National Stadium and Expo Center on the other. At the same time, the uneven intersection Surčin 1, in the Pasha cloverleaf shape, with 2 direct and 2 indirect arms, represents a direct connection between the local population of Surčin and the motorway Miloš Veliki. The works on the construction of the road New Belgrade-Surčin, the new city thoroughfare, representing the starting section of the motorway from Belgrade to the border with Montenegro, and the connection between Belgrade and the motorway Miloš Veliki, commenced on March 31, 2021. The construction was very demanding. It passes through a populated area and over a large number of melioration canals of the Galovica system, because the road runs along the immediate vicinity of the Sava River. On average, approximately 250 domestic and foreign, mostly Chinese workers were at the construction site every day, along with around 180 machines. The works began by removing the surface humus layer and compacting the surface of the terrain, after which geotextile was placed and sand filling in layers about 30 cm thick. Since the roadway of the city thoroughfare is located in the inner zone of the sanitary water source protection, a closed drainage system was made by constructing sewerage on the entire route with the aim of protecting the water catchment zone. Deposits of sand and gravel exploited in the Sava alluvial zone on the left bank of the Sava were used for the construction of the embankment, as well as the sand shipped by barges from the Danube. The height of the embankment from the terrain to the road bed elevation is from 0.5 to 5 meters. The pavement on the route of the section New Belgrade-Surčin consists of the strengthened road bed made of 0 to 63 mm crushed stone aggregate, 30 cm thick, then the sub-base made of 0 to 63 mm crushed stone aggregate, 25 cm thick, as well as 0 to 31.5 mm crushed stone aggregate, 20 cm thick. There are also 2 bituminous base courses, 8 cm each, and a wearing course made of SMA asphalt, 4 cm thick. The sidewalk and the cycling lane pavements were made out of sandbed. Then the 0 to 31 mm crushed stone aggregate, 20 cm thick, the 6 cm BNS bituminous wearing course, and the asphalt 3 cm thick. The asphalting commenced in September 2022. It was performed by 2 teams, sometimes in 3 shifts. The installation was done using pavers and the compacting using a set of rollers. After the construction of two bituminous base courses, 8 cm each, asphalting of the final wearing course was carried out. Along with the installation of asphalt on the main road, asphalting of the pedestrian path and the cycling lane was performed. Installation of curbs was done using machines. The concrete particularly designed for this type of work was delivered to the construction site by truck mixers, after which it was installed using a special machine for curb construction. Standard 18 to 24 cm curbs were installed on the main route, but also somewhat smaller ones, 12 to 18 cm, on the pedestrian path and the cycling lane. Prefabricated curbs were installed only in places where there wasn't enough working space for the machine, such as the narrow spots on intersections, curves, etc. Even though the terrain on this section is flat, the city road intersects with 7 canals of various widths, as well as with several roads and streets. 4 bridges and 7 pipe culverts were constructed on the road base. Besides the road base, 4 pipe culverts were constructed at the interchange SURČIN 1 and 1 at the overpass ramp. The bridge over the main canal Galovica was constructed with 3 openings. The total length of the structure between the end supports is 67 meters and 82.5 meters together with the wings. The static system of the bridge over the SURČIN canal is reinforced concrete frame with a span of 21.5 meters, which is also the size of the span of the bridge over the canal 232. A bridge with 2 openings was built at the 6th kilometer, with a span of 20.5 meters each. The length of the bridge is 41 meters, and together with the wings, the total length is 56.5 meters. 2 overpasses were built on the roadway. One has 4 segments with an axle span of 20.2 meters between the end columns, plus 2 times 25 meters, 90.4 meters in total. An overpass of the same span was built at the intersection with SURČIN Road. It is a 2-segment bridge with an axle span between the columns 2 times 24.6 meters, 49.2 meters in total. All bridges and overpasses were built out of reinforced concrete. All structures were founded on board piles of 120 centimeters in diameter, the biggest depth of 25 meters, and all of them have the same equipment regarding the curbs, barriers, gutters. 1,106,080 meters cube of embankment, 86,085 meters cube of road bed, 57,670 meters cube of sub-base course 0 to 63, 47,447 meters cube of sub-base course 0 to 31.5, 168,506 meters square of BNS for the first and second asphalt layer each, and 168,506 meters square of SMA 11 for the wearing course were installed on the section New Belgrade SURČIN in total. 31,583 meters of curb was also made. 7,373 meters cube of crushed stone aggregate was installed, as well as 43,623 meters square of BNS asphalt for both the cycling lanes and the pedestrian paths. 16,009 meters of drainage pipes were laid. 767 manholes were installed. 680 gutters and collectors, 12 separators, 12 pipe culverts 2,000 centimeters in diameter, 152 piles were bored, 32 pile caps and end column bodies, 111 prefabricated concrete main girders. Section New Belgrade SURČIN has 3 connections with Vinogradska Street at 500 meters, 1.5 kilometers and 3.5 kilometers, counting from the roundabout in New Belgrade, out of which only the first one is functional. All connections are equipped with traffic lights. At the connection with the old section of the motorway Miloš Veliki, at the last 300 meters, this road takes on the profile of the previous section, 2 driving and 1 emergency lane. The median strip on this section is 4 meters wide, while the driving lanes are 3.75 meters wide and the emergency lane is 3.5 meters wide. During the construction, a necessity for developing a temporary solution occurred, implying an alignment of the new road New Belgrade-SURČIN with the existing roundabout. This alignment was performed in a zone of approximately 80 meters. The traffic profile of the road was narrowed from 3 to 2 traffic lanes. Also, in order to reduce traffic congestion in the existing roundabout, a right turn was opened towards the street Dr. Ivana Ribara. On the road from New Belgrade to SURČIN, public lighting was installed. The public light poles were installed centrally on the median strip on the main roadway, while the arrangement on the access road is lateral. The poles are made of steel, galvanized, conical and 12, 10 and 8 meters high. The video surveillance for the interchanges, intersections, overpasses and roundabouts is planned to monitor the traffic at the very intersections, as well as in the access zones where incidents could occur. Cameras are planned to be installed at traffic intersections at level and on overpasses. The cameras are connected via the local cable network to the active equipment in the Traffic Monitoring Center in the Secretariat for Transport, where video material is observed, processed and stored.